to 2018. You mentioned po there was an attempt in 2018 when you reached out to the ERC. But from 2009 to 2018, there was no attempt on the part of NGCP to comply with Section 8. No reaching out to the PSE to inquire about how to initiate an IPO. Wala pong pagkuha ng third-party consultant to perhaps prepare your prospectus.
Yeah, but as far as I recall, as far as I recall, Mr. Chairman, that's well, that's what I know. In 2018, because of we believe that market conditions is not suitable for public listing as provided for under our franchise, primarily because of the absence of a regulatory reset by the ERC and the pending arbitration between NGCP, PSAM, and Transco, we filed for an extension for us to be able to comply with Section 8 of RA 9511.
Sir, I understand po no, that you filed for that in 2018. I'll repeat my question po, sir. From 2009 to 2018, was there any attempt by NGCP to comply with Section 8? I understand you had an attempt to reach out to the ERC for this reset that you're mentioning in 2018, but in a span of, you had 1 year left for your deadline. Ano po ang ginawa ng NGCP to comply with Section 8 from 2009 to 2018?
I'm trying to, Mr. Chairman, on that question, can we revert to you on that? Because I am trying to recall, it seems that we did try to hire financial consultants, but that's what we got from them, that market condition in the absence of a regulatory reset, you will not get the optimal value of your shares. That's what I recall. Can we get back to the honorable committee regarding this question?
I hope you could get back to me ASAP because my whole line of question is premised on that. Well, it will be following from that po, no? But in the meantime, maybe ask.
Maybe you can do some research. Can you just pass on that question and go to the other questions, and we
in the
at
meantime,
the end, we
Mr.
go back
Chair,
to that question.
I'll just have an offshoot, and I'd like to ask siguro po si ERC Chair Di Malanta. What is this ERC reset po that Attorney Sagayo is referring to?
Yan po yung, Mr. Chair, yan po yung delayed reset na pinag-uusapan natin kanina na dapat po yung NGCP, dapat po meron siyang allowed na ni ERC na revenues niya from 2011 to 2015, tapos 2016 to 2020. Pero dahil hindi nga po nagawa yung 2016 to 2020, I think yun po yung sinasabi nila na isang dahilan kung bakit hindi daw po sila nakapagpa-list. Nilagay po nila yun dun sa, actually dun po sa petition nilang final sa ERC to seek an extension of the period. But in March 2020, the ERC already ruled that that among others, that is not an acceptable reason, and in fact, the ERC in 2020 concluded that NGCP had not been prudent in performing its legal obligations in listing their shares. So, ERC passed upon those reasons naman po, including the arbitration ground, and the ERC said that the pendency of the arbitration case does not justify NGCP's inability to comply with the franchise.
Thank you, Chair Di Malanta. Through the Honorable Chairman, would the ERC know if there was an attempt on their part? I understand, to comply with that Section 8, you'd be talking with the PSE. Pero at least, as in, like, bumusi naman lang, or did they inform you of any attempt, except for that motion for extension in 2018?
None as far as the records po are concerned. But in their petition, they did cite that they already engaged consultants, did initial studies. So, yun po yung extent ng preparation.
Did they substantiate those claims? Did they mention years in which that they hired these consultants?
I will need to check, Mr.
Thank you po.
Mr. Chair. Apo.
Baka po, Chair, with both sides trying to find out, we'd get to the answer sooner, because what you want to find out is if there was any good faith attempt to apply. Because what we were seeing from the records is that from 2009 to 2018, Section 8 was lying dormant. And I believe the whole reason of having a 10-year period is so that they can start right away in opening up the company for public ownership. It's not an easy process, and it's quite surprising na parang since 2018 pa lang. Is it correct, Madam Chair, that they requested for extension twice?
From the records po, and I will yield to my other commissioners because they were the ones present at the time. I think the request to extend was filed 2 months before the expiration of the listing requirement po. So, 2 months na lang po, mag-expire na yung period.
So sinagad po talaga yung timing ng... And who was the commissioner that we may ask po? Siguro, si Ma'am Maceda po ba?
Commissioner Maceda.
Hi. Good evening po, Commissioner Maceda. May we ask po for your input on this matter po?
Yes, Your Honor. The petition was filed by NGCP 2 months prior to January 2020. At that time, ano na po kasi, magte-10 years na, no? So dapat sila nakapag-public offering na. The Commission actually ruled and issued an order with regard to their petition. Practically, the Commission said, no, we cannot provide you any extension. The reasons you cited for seeking an extension are not valid enough because it's been 10 years. You should have been able to do that, no? So, having issued that order, Mr. Chairman, the expectation is they should actually immediately, kasi yun po yung order, to immediately implement the public offering. However, they filed a motion for reconsideration, and the Commission, in its action on the motion for reconsideration the following year, March as well, the following year, the Commission denied the motion for reconsideration and effectively gave them another 6 months because in denying, the Commission said, okay, your motion for reconsideration is denied, but please complete the IPO no later than November of 2021, effectively extending the period within which they can comply. After that, they filed a motion for clarification. But really the decision of the Commission at the time was the Commission denied the MR.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Mr. Chair, asking again Attorney Sagayo, is that correct po? Is that, as far as your recollection, it is the same?
Yes, in 2020, it was denied. We filed a motion for reconsideration. We received the order May of 2021 denying our motion for reconsideration and requiring us to finish our compliance with Section 8 of RA 9511 within 6 months. Immediately when we got that, we started with our public listing, with our compliance with Section 8, and we were able to finish it November 10 of 2021. The 6-month period, Mr. Chairman and Honorable Congressman, would have ended November 14 of 2021.
Mr. Chair, I think there's a difference in wording here po, no? The good Representative SGP said that they were given 6 months to comply with Section 8. But Commissioner Maceda mentioned that they were given 6 months to go push through with the IPO. Which is which? Commissioner Maceda, could you please enlighten us?
If I may. NGCP was directed to complete its compliance with the initial public offering.
So IPO, klarong-klaro po,
Opo.
no? Did
Dun
they
po-
proceed with the IPO?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. IPO, but Attorney Sagayo is now saying that they complied, but they actually undertook a share swap agreement, not an IPO.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Chair, directing now to SGP President. You were ordered to comply with the IPO, yet you opted for a different method. That's what I'm getting from the Commissioner. Is that
That's
correct?
correct, Mr. Chairman and Honorable Congressman Gutierrez. That's correct. Because under the law, we have 2 modes by which we can comply with the provisions of Section 8, RA 9511. Number 1 is through an initial public offering of 20% of NGCP. The second mode, Mr. Chairman, is, and this is very clear under the law, if a publicly listed company with the PSE directly or indirectly owns 30% of NGCP, then this is considered as full compliance with the public listing requirement. That is provided for under the law. We opted, of course, initially, Mr. Chairman, we filed for an an